This is Josh Brett Horton, and this is the Josh Brett Horton Show, episode 5. We're dropping content left and right every week, maybe 3-4 times a week. Who gives a fuck? We're going to do it, and today I got probably the best guest ever in the history of the show so far for episode 5. The man himself, the devious one, Ivan.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much for having me on the show today. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh man, it's an absolute pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. We gotta cheers this. Salute.
Salud. Salud right here.
So let me start off with the first questions. How many beers deep are you right now?
Man, I am beard number 12 already.
I am let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm on 12 too. You done caught up to me.
There you go.
Yeah. So we just got done recording episode 5 of the Circle of Debate podcast, which if y'all don't know what it is, y'all gotta subscribe to Circle of Debate on YouTube. We talk about everything. We review everything in the world of professional wrestling. We're going to start reviewing MMA and other sports as well pretty soon. And Ivan, I'm going to start to ask you, what made you want to do a podcast?
What made me actually do a podcast was more when I listened to a lot of different podcasts. I can give an example. I gave more with Jim Cornette, Bruce Pritchard, Conrad Thompson, also Eric Bischoff's and other podcasts as well, like, kudos to, WrestleZone and Pro Wrestling Inside and, in Keller's. And I like to hear different people's opinions about, pro wrestling especially. And I like also, like, for example, when it comes to sports, I like Undisputed, which is with Skip Shannon and Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. First Take, obviously, back in the days when Skip Bayless was there was, Stephen A. Smith. Now you have Max Kellerman there with Stephen A. Smith. So those type of podcasts I do like because I like the fact that how they, they speak upon their opinions about things. I know that majority of these people were part of the business of it. I mean, we're amateurs, honestly, but I like to be more a professional amateur than more to saying facts. I'd rather be more an opinionator than be a fact person. I feel like for me doing a podcast, I want to kind of change the game of that and more give a voice to the people and to give the people obviously an opinion instead of listening to others giving their facts, quote unquote, because a lot of people say, oh, my source is here, my source is there, my source is here. Like if you're a fact person, but just because you were in a business and now you're out of the business doesn't mean that you are a factual person. No, you're a non-fictional person. You're an opinionist. So that's how I want to be. Like a journalist to be more an opinion wise, not based upon facts, more giving an opinion of what we feel and give the people in the crowd, the viewers, also the same feeling. Not to be based upon someone that is in the business and more thinking about, oh, I'm right, you're wrong. No, I'm just giving you my opinion and what you think. I like to hear people's, their cup of tea about, type of things.
Yeah, and a lot of people, a few people, my sister, my brother called me the other night, actually last night, and he told me, I watched your podcast. I haven't watched wrestling in 20 years, but I watched it because you was on it. And man, y'all done a great job and everything. My other friend, he complimented us the other week as well. And this podcast is actually also made my sister want to do this channel with me, Descriptive Influencers. And know what I'm saying? It's taking on a life of its own. But I always wonder, like, what made you decide to pick the Reputation Killer to be a part of the Circle of Debate?
Well, to be honest, like, why? Because when I first started Twitter, when I first joined in, and I started posting about pro wrestling, and you approached me about that in pro wrestling. And we had a lot of similarities, the same thing that we were just thinking about matches, about storylines, about everything overall when it comes to pro wrestling. We thought about the same thing. So great minds think alike. And that's how I was really intrigued. Like, and we were talking more and more and more. We got more involved, and we had hours of conversation towards Twitter. You know, before we actually do this live video, we were just doing more like, you know, Twitter-wise discussion, messaging. And I like it because it was like different opinions that we had, and I enjoyed it. And that's what I like. And what I like the fact is, like, you and I, we have the same mentality of of how we think about pro wrestling, or how we see it overall. Not WWE, not only AEW, but overall everything. And I enjoy that. And so that's something like I approach you for it. Like, hey, you want to be a part of this? Be a part of Circle Debate? Let's do this. Because I can't be my own. You know, the same how I approach the mic, the same thing can be my own. I like Mike because he is very he's a WWE guy. I like to have him on board because he's very open-minded, but I like his heelish. Yeah, I like how he brings that heelish into it. When he brings to the heels to the podcast, it just is like, I like him to piss people off. I'm not saying that he doesn't know about wrestling. He does.
Yeah.
He does know about wrestling, but I just like his heelish style, and that's what I like. I want to have someone like him in that involved. And now when it comes to Reputation Killer, of course, that's another one that I just want to be. I want to have that individual to either kill my reputation, Mike's reputations. Like, I don't care, like, because it's all fun. It's all fun. And I love it because we're sharing the knowledge of professional wrestling and showing it to the viewers and to nationwide, worldwide, hopefully, you know, that, hey, we have a voice about everything and we're able to talk about how we feel. But the one thing that we're glad that we have is we're not, actually, you know, like I said prior before, we're not persons that we know we're right. No, we're just giving an opinion about it. We're not saying that we're right about this, because I'm kind of sick and tired of that type of shit. I'm sick and tired of people saying, "Oh yeah, well, no, this is what happened. I'm right about this." Like, I'm tired. Like, with all due respect to Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, everybody else, like, you know, Keller. Everybody else, Bill Apter. Like, I like Bill Apter because he's more historical. He's a historic, professional podcaster. But everybody else is really more like they just kiss ass. I don't like that.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. It's not about kissing ass. I ain't kissing nobody's ass. I'm telling you about my opinion. That's it. And that's how I feel like how ESPN. More. That's why I more listen to Undisputed more, like with Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, because it's not about, they don't really kiss ass. Skip, you know, he's almost 70. Skip really just gives, he just respects it how it is. Shannon, he's always been that clown since we were playing with Denver Broncos, you know, or with Minnesota Vikings, like back in those eras. Like I love that. Or even with not Minnesota Vikings. Baltimore Ravens. So I like that clowning is. I like that realistic people, and that's what kind of drives me to do this podcast and to have people to be the same to bring different characters and to have the same mentality, in which we all three of us have. And I enjoy it because it's a passion that we all love, and we don't get tired of it, because I like to love to listen to people's opinions about it, because hey, I wanna hear everybody's rebuttal, or anybody, like, that's why I tell everybody, comment and let us know what you think, because I would like to know. And I'll be like, I love that. It's not about controversy, it's more about, I want to hear your opinion about it. I want to hear your rebuttal. I want to hear what you're going to give me. To, like, oh, what, you're wrong about this. Okay, that's your opinion, or that's your fact. I like to hear that. That's the beauty of it. But these guys are by script. These guys are more like popularity. We're not looking for popularity. We're actually looking for realistic people to understand the words that we say, and to understand why we feel this way about professional wrestling.
I believe we do a great job too. Like, we cover the highlights and everything. That's what everybody wants to hear. You know, shout out to my brother and everything, who gave me gave us compliments on the show the other day. Like, you know, he hasn't watched in 20 years or something. I told him to watch for the next couple of weeks, catch back up, and it'd be interesting to have him on the show as a lapsed fan that haven't watched in 20 years, so he could tell us what he thinks about the product from the way it was when he last watched it. When he last watched it, it was the NWO Wolfpack era. It was the Attitude Era. So I would love to get his perspective on the new era. I think that would be very interesting. I told him, if you want to be on the show, we would love to have you on the show, just to get that perspective of what it would be like from somebody's mindset that has not watched since the Monday Night Wars. And then you start back watching for a couple of weeks, and tell me what you think about it now versus then. Right. You know, would that not be interesting to have his perspective for one episode?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like that's one thing that I would like to have for, like, the viewers. Like, if you want to join in, let us know. Like, let us know that you want to be a part of this. But, you know, this discrepancy that I would like to have is just, you know, don't go over there and try to, like, just be a childish bullshit. Like, oh, fuck, like, no. Like, if you really love pro wrestling and you want to hear about opinions, you want to join into that debate, then so be it. But if you're gonna just go be a joke, no, I'm not. I have no part. There's no part of that, because that's the point. The point is about, like, what you feel realistically about it. Like, besides of what you think of, like, whatever you feel about the past or present, but it's more about what you feel, opinion-wise, about it. You enjoy watching professional wrestling, then tell us why you enjoy it, and this is why you don't like this, you like this, or you don't like this. We don't mind hearing that, because that's what we do. We give that reason for the viewers to understand the concept of what we're trying to you know, give out in a channel, to give people the opportunity to speak upon. And so if you would like to join, you know, Circle Debate one time as a guest, I don't mind. Just don't come with that type of bullshit. Come in with something like, all right, hey, I'm listening, and come with your opinions. I would like to debate with someone that is an opinionator that will give their, like, not their facts, but their opinions.
Oh, I would love for us to have, like, different people, you know, a bunch of different people are going to have a bunch of different opinions, and we will debate with your ass. You want to come on the show, you're welcome. If you have a different opinion than us, good, because we want to debate. That's the whole name of the show, Circle of Debate. Let's do it. You know what I mean? If you want on the show, you know, of course you got to let us know like a week or two ahead of time, but especially if you haven't watched in a while, because you need to catch up maybe a week or two, and then come on the show and then debate with us. And you can do that. Any lapsed fans that haven't watched in a while, or even fans that have never watched wrestling, if you want to be on Circle of Debate and debate with us, tune in for a couple weeks to the shows. NXT, AEW, Raw, SmackDown. Tune in. Tune in and then come on here and debate with us. All you got to do is tell us what you thought about the show, and we'll tell you what we thought about it. Tell us what you hated. Tell us what you liked. And I would love to get a lot of different people's perspectives now. I mean, wrestling, as I told my brother last night, right now it's the only thing going on. All the other sports are off. So I mean, why not watch it?
Yeah.
These are athletes. Yes, it is predetermined. Yes, it is storylines. But at the end of the day, these are athletes. They get injured. They get hurt. They're out on the road sometimes almost all the year away from their families. So and then when they do get hurt near the match, a lot of them keep doing the match. Even if their fucking bones is broken half, they'll keep doing the match till it's finished. So that's why I have the respect for the professional wrestlers. And I believe you could say the same, right, Ivan?
Oh, of course, absolutely. Like that's a given. My uncle is a pro wrestler. Well, he's not my uncle. Like he was just more like my aunt's boyfriend. But when I met him, he came to the States a long time ago. He came just to visit one time because he was doing an event here in California, which is his name was Fuerza Guerrera. Fuerza Guerrera is a guy. It's a Mexican wrestler back in the days that had a mask with a mullet, and his mask was red and blue, so it was split. So you see Fuerza, which is like strong, guerrera, like strong warrior. Pretty much that's what it means in English. Fuerza Guerrera, like strong warrior. He was like my aunt's boyfriend, like one uncle to me. He was the one that kind of taught me like holds and moves. When we went to the show to see him when I was like 9 years old, and I remember I'm like, because I was a big fan already at the time. And he kind of like, hey, this is what you do. Cool. We saw little mini guys. They existed during those times, during the 80s. So they were around forever. So it kind of like, it gave me a lot more passion to understand more not Americanized, but everything in lucha libre and everything else. And like how Mike is more of American, more WWE guy for 20 years, so he said. But I liked I was like that too. But I really liked everything overall in professional wrestling, like everything. It just for me was intriguing and loving the psychology of it. Like I've done backyard wrestling before. Like I'm not saying hell, I'm not the best. No, I'm not. None of that. Hell no. Like I'm not even shit. Like I'm not superhuman too. Like everybody knows superhuman. Like whoop whoop. Like what he's done. But no, I just like I love everything of it. Don't get me wrong, I like sport. I'm a big fan of basketball. I'm a Laker guy, obviously. Southern California, here in Los Angeles. Football, well, I don't like the Rams. I'm a 49ers fan. I grew up with Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott, so that's me. Hockey, gotta be a Kings guy. I'm not a
So what is your favorite football team?
49ers.
49ers?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, mine is the Atlanta Falcons.
I know. There you go.
Of course, you know what favorite basketball team I have. You know.
I want to know. Yeah, the Chicago Bulls. Yeah,
But
I'm a Laker fan, so I'm a
I
diehard
love.
Laker.
I actually, I love the Lakers too. I love the Lakers and the Bulls. Like you can have more than one favorite team. In the NFL though, it's like I like I like I like I like I like a couple different teams actually. I like the fact that I could have a lot. Anybody could have different teams. You know what I mean? You don't have to just have one team. The Lakers and the Bulls in basketball for me. The Falcons in football, and also I like Tampa Bay. You know, so I mean that's what I like. And if you notice, the colors are almost the same on those teams. Besides the Lakers, the Lakers in basketball. But hey, R.I.P. to Kobe though.
Always, all day.
What a terrible fucking year this has. What a terrible year this has been, man.
Been bad.
But anyways, I wanna start back to where it all began with you, like your childhood, man. Where was you born at?
Well, I was born obviously in Mexico. In Mexico, I was born in Mexico. I was born over there when I was 4 months old, but I was brought here in the United States. Was brought here in the United States in '83. So then,
So you came here when you was 4 months old?
yes.
Okay.
So my childhood living was when I was here became more English based. Obviously, I was a young boy, so I mean I was really like a baby, so I didn't know anything. I mean, obviously, and then later on, I went to pre-kinder, learning English, and rest in peace, my father. Like during the times that I was growing up, my father was teaching me English while he was going to learning English himself, and he got better at it. So my father was teaching me how to speak English when I was a baby. And my mother obviously didn't. She knew semi, but not really. But my mother was just teaching me more Spanish. So my father was trying to, give me more of the English words than the Spanish words. And throughout those years, I grew up in South Central LA. Like I pretty much grew up in South, like in California.
So have you lived your whole life, basically in California?
Pretty much, I have. I lived my whole life in South Central LA. Then in the 2000s, I moved to up north to like close to like Ventura County. I moved up there for 2 years. Went to community college. Didn't go great because I had to come back because my aunt had to help support her because she lost her job. So I had to come back home here. Long story short with that, like, okay, so when I was brought here, I was born. My mom died first. My real mom.
Now, died. What age was you when your mom died?
11 years old.
Okay. And how did she die?
She died from pneumonia.
Pneumonia. And how old was she?
She was 38 years old.
Yeah, and you told me about your dad dying as well. He was what did you say, he was murdered?
Yeah. 45 days later after him, he died right after her.
He died right after your mom?
45 days after.
See, and how old was your dad when he died?
My dad was younger. My dad was so he was 29. So my mom married my dad when he was very young.
You see, I think that's another connection that me and you have is that we both lost our parents at a young age. That I lost my mom when I was 18. And I lost my dad just a couple years later, in 2011. 2011, I lost my dad, and in 2007, I lost my mom. So, yeah, it's like, I mean, you got that in common. Like, we know what it's like to miss our parents, and there's some people like hell. Vince McMahon, man, his mom's like 99 years old and still alive. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but for some reason we don't have no parents already, and but we still make it in life somehow without giving up.
That's the beauty of it, because I think that's the kind of set example that we should also approach to our future generation and into a future child, future child, because there's no such thing as giving up. We just have to try, give it up, give what you have to do. Because the fact is, like, our parents are and their great and our grandparents and their great grandparents and so on gave the life that we to have. And that's what's really pretty much going on right now with this, with this whole situation as we speak right now. Is that's what's really going on in that, because it's like the one thing what I want to talk about that, and just to cut it short, very very simplistic, is that I respect. Obviously, yes, I'm with that 100% because us as well. It's not about also as color. It's not about race. It's more really about just the minorities to be leveled with the high class, to be the same level of respect that we deserve, because we're the ones fucking doing what we have to do. We're the ones actually providing for the high class what they have to this day. The point being of this is pretty much is there's no such thing as color, race, or anything. We're all the same. We're all the same.
I agree. We all bleed red.
We're all exactly. We all bleed the same thing.
We all go through shit. We all go through the same problems. Maybe not the same problems, but we all go through shit.
Yeah.
We all gotta live life.
The only thing that I disagree upon is, obviously everybody does, the looters and everybody else. If you're gonna go out there and fight for something, make sure that you're well educated of why you're fighting for. Because if you're gonna go out there and fight for no reason, just to go make yourself be a jack off and just be like, oh, just get set of attention, go back home. We don't need that type of shit. These are people that are fighting this for decades.
Right.
Decades. So if you're gonna just go over there, be a jack off, and just
don't
get
take
set of
advantage
attention,
of the situation.
No, go back home. You don't deserve to be there.
Even the guy that got killed, R.I.P. George Floyd, but even the guy that got killed, his own brother and his family's come out and said that they don't want no more violence. They don't want this anymore. They said that he wouldn't want it. So, I mean, why not stop it? And then you see where tombstones are getting wrote on with spray paint, and I even saw where somebody threw a pepper spray at a horse and bricks at a horse that the police was using. The horses didn't do nothing wrong, you know what I'm saying? The cops brought him out there, man. It's bullshit. So, I mean, and then there's like babies that's got hurt and sprayed. It's like, it's ridiculous, man. I cannot believe this shit is still going on in 2020. But
I mean, we'll see the outcome of it. I just hope that it's not gonna end anytime soon.
Oh no, I don't think racism is ever going to end. There's always going to be people
it's
that's
never
like that.
It's never gonna end, because when segregation was born, that's how racism was born. When you segregate people, that's how racism was born. segregation gives that. When you give that definition of recognition, then everything else becomes of recognition. And it's an unfortunate. And we're living out one of those times. And it's something that nobody should have to, because everybody's the same. The only problem is that people that makes it look bad, I'm not saying everybody, by the way, certain individuals, regardless of the color, that makes it look bad, it puts bad on everybody. And even the people that are our leaders, and I don't want to go into detail of that because that's not the point of here in the show. The point is that we're supposed to be supportive, be positive about it, and move forward with it, and be the future for our children's future. We're supposed to be the one, how our grandparents, our great-grandparents took these bullets. We're the ones that are going to take it now for the future of the next generation. They're going to be doing the same thing 20 years from now, maybe in 30 years from now, whatever they have to fight for.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the older generation are racist. But that's because, that's the way they was raised back then. Man, they're not really heartless. A lot of them are, but I mean, a bunch of them aren't. They just was raised that way. But I came from a family like, you've seen me post pictures with Latinos and black people and everybody. I don't care who the fuck. I don't give a damn what color you are, man. If you got what matters is right here in the heart. In the heart, man. If you got a good heart, then that's what matters. That's what matters to me. Yeah. So, I have a black stepdaughter, and she's cool. There's nothing wrong with. I just wish the world would stop this racism thing, because it's stupid. It really is. It's stupid. Need to judge people by their heart, not by, and also judge them by their actions and what they do. If you want to condemn somebody, judge them by their actions. You know what I'm saying? Because there's bad people in every race. You know what I mean? There's a bad apple in every race, right or wrong.
No, I agree. I mean, always, because there's always going to be that one person that will fuck it up for everybody. And it's like a job. It's like when you're in a classroom. It's always going to be an individual person that will fuck it up for everybody. That makes everybody look bad. And obviously, yeah, you're going to have that. You're always going to have someone. I'm going to play it simple like this. In this world, it will be boring without gossip. It will be boring without judgment. It will be bored about having nothing else. This world always going to need gossiping, judgment, and everything else. Why? Because there's nothing else to talk about. Imagine no sports in the world or anything else. Be boring. Be a simplistic life. Just very plain down the line. But if you have all that, get something to talk about. Now what we do, we talk about sports, we talk about life, we talk about everything. We need that. Why? Because nobody's perfect. Nobody is.
Right.
Nobody is.
Nobody's perfect. But yeah, Ivan, also, man, I wanted to ask you, like, if you want to take a piss break, let's do it. You want to?
All right. I mean, all right. So I guess we'll take a break. I guess
we're gonna take a piss break.
I guess
I'll tell y'all why that we need to take a piss break.
So you go. Hey, the man of the show is here telling you. So I guess you tell them. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back We'll be right back. You won't even know we're gone.
All right.
Everybody, welcome back to the Brett Horton Show. We just took a quick piss break. Get them beers out of our system, to drain the lizards. Or in my case, to drain the dinosaur. But we are back with the interview with Ivan, the devious one. And yeah, Ivan, I was going to ask you, what was your first wrestling show you went to?
My first wrestling show when I went with my father was and yeah, before it became the Honda Center here in Anaheim, California. It was back in the days the Arrowhead Pond of Anaheim. My first wrestling show was in 1997. I don't recall what month was it, but it was that year. This was a time when it was Austin, Taker, Bret Hart, Mankind, type of that era.
The best era.
So, it was between that type of era. And I remember the main event when I saw Austin, I saw Bret, and I saw Mankind, Taker. So I saw that. My dad took me there. Like, I begged him for years to see a WWF show before they became a WWE. And he finally took me. And he did, and it was a surprise to me. And like I was, damn, I think that I was really young. I was about like about almost 9 years old. But it was great. Like I enjoyed it because we were like in the mid row, and I remember seeing matches. My dad was just like, he tried to understand about American wrestling because he was more, lucha libre. He's Mexican. Obviously, he likes Hijo del Santo, and
Oh yeah.
He likes
luchadors, man.
Yeah,
they kill it.
It was a whole different style for him. So he understood why I like American, and he's like, and he fell in love with it. He actually fell in love with Undertaker more. Like he was like, damn, that guy. He's not that guy. He's, just like, my dad, and then he liked Austin too. So I remember that. That was when Austin was really getting built up.
Is that some of your best memories that you have with your father? Going to the shows?
To be honest, that was one of them. The other time was the best memory for me was when Mortal Kombat came out for the first time in theaters. I asked him to take me, and he never wanted to take me to the theaters, and then he finally did. And because I worked hard for my grades, and he took me to. He surprised me. Like, look, we're going over here to go see a movie. I'm like, okay. I thought it was gonna be like a whack ass movie, so I went with it. And then I saw the tickets that he bought, and it was Mortal Kombat. I was like, because I was big, when you had Super Nintendo, like hell yeah, like those back in the days, like oh my god, I played Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
I was so fucking like happy, and then he brought, and then he brought that, took me that for just because I did great, with my, my grades during elementary, and I was happy because like my dad, like that's why I consider my dad a lot of my hero, but it's like my mom, like they're both my heroes, and like it really made me understand the lecture and the concept, how to earn things in life. And I like the fact that my father did that. My father had 2 jobs. He was working for KFC, and he was working for tortilla, making tortillas. He was working for this company named Tapatio at the time. Back in the 80s and 90s, he was working for that second job. So he never had no sleep. And so he got the opportunity to take that for me, take it for me because I had my he pretty much got me that because best attendance in elementary, and I had, student of the month. So that's what really got to him to be like, yeah, I'll take you out. Yeah. So my dad taught me how to earn things in life.
So, what age was you when you had officially lost both of your parents? I know it was a
Uh,
young age, but what age that they had both passed away? Because
uh,
because because before for me it was like I was 22 or 23 when my dad passed away right after my mom did when I was 18. So I was 22. Um, so it's like I'm glad I got to spend all that time with them because my sister, uh, they didn't get to spend. One of my sisters was only 4 years old when my mom passed. She don't even remember her, and then my other sister wasn't but 12. So at least I got spend time with my mom till I was 18. But yeah, what year? What? How old was you when you had lost both of them?
my mother was the first one. My mother
Yep,
died
mine too.
December 23rd, 1996.
Oh.
That she died. And, she died 2 days before Christmas, and that one was really tough because part of that she was in a coma for like 2.5 weeks.
And what led up to her being in a coma?
Hers was more she had pneumonia, pneumonia
Okay.
when but it was more to that. What I discovered years on later, because I was told that when I was a child, and I discovered more to it. What happened was she had a stroke. When she had a stroke, because the ammonia effect. So the time that my dad was taking her to the hospital, and she fell out of nowhere. He was carrying her, that she fell right behind. So she hit her head in the cement, and that was it. She was brain dead. Besides the ammonia killing her, she was pretty much brain dead. And she had a stroke, and they tried to revive her back. They bring her back, but she wasn't still clearly in her mind. And my father didn't give up on that. And my father was keep on going with it for the last, you know, almost a month and a half to keep her alive in the respiratory. And I missed school a lot at that time. I remember I was 11 years old, and because I was there with her every day. So my mom's dad, which is my grandparents, came along and try to like pretty much tell my dad like she's gone. She's pretty much she's brain dead. Like just let her go. Like my father was really in love with her, and but my father couldn't let her go. And when the day that she was pronounced dead was, I was at home. I won't forget, and my father said, "I'll be right back. I gotta go see your mother. I gotta go do something." My father didn't have the guts to tell me that he pulled the plug because he had no choice. They told him like she's got to do it. Like she's not there no more. She's not moving. She's done. And so he came back home. He felt bad. He felt bad that he killed her for pulling the plug. And he's crying in the bathroom, and I'm like in the living room, like, what the hell's going on? He don't want to talk to me. He's like, stay here. Like, your mom's gone. Okay. He went to my aunt's house, which is his sister, and It was just that historic night. It was just, I think for me, it's just for the first time in my life, I see my father being like a real man, but that was it. Like it was just once you lose your loved ones, once you lose the person that you love for so long, then your heart and soul is half gone, almost more than that.
Yeah,
And
you lose a piece of yourself,
hmm yeah, and that's what
and, and you can never replace it.
absolutely. And I think when that happened, that's why when 45 days later, February 8th, 1997, yeah, killed. Um, yeah, killed because he was trying to save uh, regular regular individual being, a sister. You know, a sister.
And then your father got killed doing what now?
My father got killed for saving a sister. You know, I don't like to use the B word. You know, a sister. You know what I mean, sister.
Yeah.
So because he went my cousin, which I consider my brother. He went to, they were drinking. I was there playing toys, whatever at the time, and they were drinking in the living room. Hey, we're running the beers. Okay, they go buy beers, and they were coming back, and they see someone getting robbed by somebody or somebody done, sort somebody. So they decided to be the heroes and come in and beat the guy up. Guess the guy that has accomplice. Nobody knew. I guess at that time had an accomplice. Came pulled up in a truck. It was four of them. The driver sat in a car, and two of them came out and beat up my cousin. My dad was gonna beat up the guy and the driver. The driver pulled out a gun, trying to my dad like get away or I'll kill or I'll shoot you. My dad said, "Show me that pretty much. Hey, tell me, show me how you're gonna use it." And he shot him twice in the chest, and my cousin got slashed, a big scar right here with a big knife, and they all took off, and they took off with the money, everything else, whatever they had in their pockets, and my brother, I call him my brother because that's my cousin. My brother Renee, pretty much, my dad died in his arms, and that was it. And nobody wanted to tell me the next day. I asked for him, like, where is he? Oh, yeah, he'll be back. He had to go to somewhere. Nobody told me probably until the nighttime. Like, hey, and he had it, and it was my cousin, my brother, that the one that was there to hold my dad that died, to tell me to himself that he's gone, and it was really hard. Um, like I didn't cry or anything when I heard it the first time. Uh, it took me even this funeral I didn't cry. I would just it took me right after. It was just so much in shock because when you lose both of them, you're in shock. You're just like, fuck, just can't believe it. They're gone. So two people that gave you life in this world are gone, and it's
No,
hard.
that's fucking sucks, man. Like when you lose both your parents, for me, it's like you lose the two people that care about you the most. That care about you the most out of everyone, and then when they're gone, it's like fuck Christmas, fuck Thanksgiving, fuck all these other holidays. What they mean nothing anymore
Yeah,
because you don't have your parents to spend them with. Your parents are who looks out for you, and when they're gone, you know who is like for me. The one of the hardest things was when they died. My grandma goes and gives me my photo album of when I'm a baby, and I'm sitting here thinking like my parents. are supposed to have this, to remember me when I was a kid. But guess what? They're both dead. So now I have to put this album up of me when I was a kid, and I have to take care of this album because nobody else gives a shit about it but me now, because those two are gone that cared about me the most. So it's like you got to learn to look out for yourself whenever you lost your parents, because your parents are your biggest supporters. They're the ones that care about you the most at the end of the day. And then when you lose them, you become a lone wolf. I mean, you got the rest of your family, but they're not the ones that gave birth to you. They're not the one that planted the seed. They're not the ones, They're not the father. They're not the mother. If you lose the father and the mother, then it becomes basically just you. And to me, if you lose both parents, that's when you know that you are a man, an actual grown up, and it hits you hard. You're actually, that's when it actually hits you, like it. You're grown, you know. Your parents are gone. You got your baby albums. You got all your shit when you grew up. And the bad thing is, all the memories. One of the worst thing is about losing your parents is all the memories of you when you was a kid, when you was a baby that you don't remember, that your mom and dad are the only ones that remembered. All those memories are gone because they can't tell you those stories no more. They can't tell you, oh, you done this or you done that when you was little. Those are gone now, and they'll never be back. They, how parents are. They tell you, you done this when you was little, you done that when you was little, but
Oh yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree because I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like when you hear it from your friends, like you were young, when we were younger, like you could hear that, like with their parents, like when you go to your friend's house, you hear that from their parents. So yeah, it gets to you because like shit, like I never had that feeling. Like they had that feeling, and you know how the friends invite you to birthday parties, everything back in the days, like it's not the same, because like it's not. I wouldn't call it jealousy. It's more like I don't know.
it's more like why me?
Exactly. There you go. Yeah, because like and that's when depression comes in play. Like like I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm, saying in your show, like I fought depression and I fought it for so many years, and
Me too.
I fought it for a long time, but my childhood wasn't the best. And I'm not saying, I'm not comparing anybody at all because everybody has different, everybody has a word tonight, so no comparison at all. It's just something that was a difficult time, and don't get me wrong, everybody's late bloomers on a lot of things. I think with this, for me, this death did mature me a lot to be more closure. And why? Because of the fear of losing somebody. So it was very difficult to be at the time, be close to relative, to be close to a relationship, because it was hard. Because when you lose someone, like it hurts, and people don't understand that. People may see us as cowards. People will see us as like, oh, like, no, you're just a child. But you're judging books by its cover, but you don't understand what's going inside. You don't understand what's going within, looking in our eyes or looking within us. You don't understand that. Who are you to judge me about that? I'm not judging you about that. At least we're opening up little by little. But people that's gone through that close themselves because it's not that they're ashamed of it. It's just that the fear of being hurt. And that's where depression comes in play.
And sometimes it feels like after your parents die, it's like it feels like the only person you got is yourself. You know?
Yeah, absolutely, because you're on your own. It's like you're in now in this realm that what am I supposed to do now? And you don't even know yet because you're at a young age, understanding really the levels of life. And I thank the Lord to still give me breathing to this day, an opportunity to give my opinions about that and to try to help other people that it feels that type of way. It's like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Yeah, I do have that feelings here and there. I do miss it, but you know, I don't let that. I don't let that discourage me of what I want to accomplish in life. If anything, what I want to do is to make them proud, at least to leave a mark. And the one thing is like, what I don't want to, like when I see children's, when I see people without that, I always give them a lecture like, no, I don't want that. I know I'm not a hero. I can't be a hero, but I can do the best that I can to show that example, to give that. I don't need to be noticed of that, just to give a year by year, like, hey, appreciate what you have. Either you have a single mom or a single dad, or no dad, no mom, but you have an aunt or anybody else. Like right now, this generation is very different compared to what we had probably before. And for me, I take it as a motivation. I take it more to inspire the uninspired that deserves that. Because I know people has it worse than we have done of what we had. That I know that it's not that we asked for it, just shit happens. Maybe, the Lord Jesus Christ asked for them now for a reason. And we don't know that. There's a lot of questions that it's unanswered that we don't know. But the one thing that we could do is actually change that negative to a positive and be like, hey, we've overcome a lot of this. So we sacrifice our generation for this new generation. Why can we just tell them like, hey, do this, do not telling them what to do, but give them an opinion. Like, hey, look, we're fighting for what you're fighting for. So, but you do it better than us. We're here taking your bullets, but you are gonna be our future to do it for us. Just keep on doing it. We don't mind taking it, but do it right. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. That's it. Do it right. Get me? So, and for people that has depression and anxiety and everything else, when it comes to that, people that has that is like, write a book.
It sucks. It really sucks, man.
It just
Depression and anxiety at the same time. Oh,
Oh yeah,
living. It's a living hell.
it is. No, it's a living hell as hell because I've been through that, and I ain't gonna lie here. Saying on your show, when my parents passed away, like I tried to commit suicide, and I couldn't do it.
Oh,
It
yeah,
just
I agree. I've tried it a couple times too, and I
I
just couldn't.
I
I
I
couldn't bring myself to it.
that's not who I am, and it's something that I faced depression for a long time, and I didn't take no pills. My aunt tried to throw me to psychology. Psychiatrist, excuse me. Nothing. Nothing worked on me. I was a smart ass. I never got a rebuttal for the questions I asked. Right? But throughout the year, like I said, throughout the years, it's the maturity and understanding of life. We went through street smarts, especially street smarts on your own, book smarts on your own. And third party people that will come into year by year out of nowhere, like, hey, boom, boom. That's the beauty of knowledge. That's the beauty of learning of life. And that's what we want to give to our future generation. That's what I want to give to people that are fighting depression or, thinking about suicidal thoughts. Like, there's no such thing about that. There shouldn't be. Don't let those demons get to you, because all they want is just to have you another one of their to hang in their closet. Fuck them. Beat the shit out of them and say, you kiss my fucking ass.
Oh,
Fight
that's right.
that shit.
That's right. I
So what I know.
believe, man, everybody, in today's time, like, you get condemned for having an opinion, man. I think everybody should be entitled to their own opinion about everything. Like, not hear no backlash for it. Just fucking have your own opinion about stuff. And that's what we do. We have our own opinion. That's why the circle debate has come through, you know what I mean? And our goal, man, the sky's the limit for this podcast that we're doing together.
Absolutely.
And I absolutely hope that we reach for the stars and we grab them and we take them, you know?
And that's what I feel we're gonna do, regardless of like I said, like I like the fact of what we're all doing. I like the fact that we're starting from below, because I think that's the best way to learn and acknowledge of obviously the prior mistakes or the current mistakes, and learning how to move forward with it, because that's how it matures businesses and individuals. It really is a mind concept to understand. It's maturity. It's experience. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's book and streets. Like right now with this century, I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to judge. Everybody to each its own. What we're seeing on television, what we're seeing nationwide, it's very difficult for me to even say. I mean, I could, but who am I to judge? I I mean, shit. It's hard for me to say it, but you know what? Fuck, I want to say it. What I said like earlier is like, if you're gonna go out there and do what you need to do it right, have the right education, and have real purpose for it. Do not disturb the people that are actually doing it for the real cause. If you're going out there to go ahead and protest for something for a reason, if you're gonna go out there and do protests, it doesn't matter what's going on right now with this, but overall in general, anything that you're gonna want to go ahead and protest about, I'm not saying to have your facts straight completely, but just have the education, have the right reasons for it. Make sure you do it for the right reasons. Don't do it to get center of attention, because you're gonna go to the center of attention and then go home. You don't deserve to be there. You don't. You're supposed to stay at home and watch it on TV. Don't be over there, because if people have died, people have sacrificed their living to protest for this word, for this meaning of everything of what we're fighting for. Everybody's fighting for years. It's the First Amendment, for the First Amendment rights for so many years, regardless of race color. But if you're gonna go over there to be a show, stay at home. You don't need to be out there. But for the current individuals that are teenagers, that you're well educated on that, do it, and I praise for you, because like I said, we've been doing this for years. Now you got to make that difference. So you gotta help us, not even help us, help yourself do it better. Figure that shit out, how to do it better than we can. Because at the end of the day, who's gonna die? We're gonna die. First, second, and third generation.
Oh,
The
we all
fourth
gonna
and on.
go at some time, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm gonna ask you, like, so you was a security guard, you said before?
Oh yeah, and also
For how long?
um, bam, probably Well, if I mix it all together, like 4 years, 5 years. No, I see 5 years. Yeah, 5 years.
At like a club or something?
No, I did private events. I did concerts, and I do the bouncer at a bar or a club. Yeah, I've done that. But majority more time, more like a bouncer more of a security for like venues like events like
But did you enjoy doing that?
It was fun because it took me out of the city. It took me out of LA. Like I went to Oceanside, San Diego. I went to Carlsbad, California. I went to San Francisco. I was out there. I was covered Metallica, but obviously couldn't see them, so it was bad. So I couldn't even take pictures or anything. I couldn't even say that I'm here Metallica show. It was bad. I couldn't record that. Uh, I was in Data Point, California too. So like I was all over California. And it was very enjoyable because I met different people and I loved traveling. Even though obviously it wasn't the best job in the world, I obviously get paid only what, $11 an hour where you were working like 18 hours. So 18 hours a day for not not 18 hours, 12, I'm sorry, 16 hours a day for like three days straight. It wasn't enough. But hey, but the traveling was the beauty of it. I enjoyed the travel. I enjoyed meeting different people.
And from there, you moved on to your current job, which is what?
I work in auto finance.
Auto finance.
Yeah, so I've been doing that for 15 years, but I took a break from it for a while, and I was doing the security job for a little bit, and went back to it again because they called me, they needed me, so went back to it. And I mean, I like a steady pace, so thank the Lord.
Which job did you enjoy more?
I mean, to be honest, for me, it doesn't matter. I enjoy both. I mean, yeah, the auto finance does get boring a while, but it's just a stressful job because there's a lot of expectations what they ask, and they ask for a deadline. Some security jobs, they ask you, like, hey, I need you to be here now, not now, don't go anywhere, not even a piss break or anything, like, or a smoke break. Like, damn, what the fuck? You making me sit here for like 10 hours? I can take a break? I gotta take a piss. Like, what the fuck? Like, just shit like that. It has its pros and cons. I enjoy doing what I do because I mean, it's something I have to. It's like I just need to make my income in, and I don't mind because if it pays the bills, it is. And if I can make it managing, of course, I'll take the job very differently. But that's something that don't want to get into it. But all I can say is, as long as steady income, everything is paid for, I'm fine. I know what I'm good at. Not to sound egotistic, and I apologize.
Oh no!
But
if you've done it that long, you should be good at it. But where at in Cali do you stay now? I've always wanted to go to Cali, and like, damn it, I've never been.
Hollywood, California. I say, like, pretty much.
Stay in Hollywood?
Yes, sir.
Is it not high to stay there? Cost a lot?
Like when you talk about like, no, I mean like, I'm pretty much close to Hollywood, California. Like I'm in the borderline between Armenia Town and Hollywood, so pretty much Hollywood, to be honest.
So what part of Mexico was you born at again? So you went from what part of Mexico?
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara
Yes, sir.
to all the way to Hollywood, California, man. I mean, that's correct. That's fucking awesome. Have you ever been to Have you ever been to where I stay in North Carolina?
No, I haven't been there. The only places I've been to to. I've been in Portland, Oregon. I've been to Seattle, Washington. I've been to Glendale, Arizona. I've been to Utah, but that was only a very short time. Utah don't like me. Yeah, I don't want to get into that because I don't want to disrespect any viewers. But
Well, that's fine.
but
Yeah,
Utah don't like me. But I haven't been in Carolina. No.
you need to come to Carolina sometimes, man. We got a fucking beach too. Myrtle Beach. You gotta go to check out Myrtle Beach, man. It's 4 hours away from where I live, but fuck, man, it's worth the trip, man. It's nice down there.
Mhm.
You know the guy from Tiger King, the one that lived in Myrtle Beach?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's at. 4 hours away. We can go there
I,
and see some. We can go there and see some damn tigers, man.
That's
But yeah,
fucking beautiful.
man, I want to give a straight up shout out to our other co-host, Mike. Man, I mean, like me, you, and him, like are the triple threat. Like for that podcast, we've been killing it. We've been killing it, and the sky is the limit. And hopefully, I mean, where do you see us at 100 episodes from now?
I'm hoping that we're actually finally going to be all of us in one room for the first time.
I would love that. Yeah.
And I think I seen that before. I seen that like probably the 50th episode or before. I see that because I have confidence in that, and I believe we can do that. Um, we're like how we're really progressing with this. Like I said, it's like one thing I learned a lot. I'm not trying to jump the gun. How these, like I said, I'm not judging them. Like not in a bad or in a good way. Just I don't want to be. I don't want to be labeled as the same as everybody else.
We want to be
I
different.
want to be different.
We want to stand out.
Stand up, be different because there's a lot of opinionators that do it, but I like the fact how we're doing it, and the way how we're doing it is very different. Really, more highlights. Everybody talks about the like how the first two episodes, yeah, we learn from our mistakes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's
Do you remember my
yeah,
microphone?
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I understood. Like okay, yeah. I know we're fucking okay, yeah. So now we're taking one of the highlights where it's the most important of it, and people does it. Yeah, they do the same thing we do, but they go more detail into it. We don't need to because they're saying more like, oh, what do you, yeah, but hey, they're gonna do this. Oh yeah, okay. You're giving me facts, quote unquote. We're giving our opinions about it. We're being the undisputed, pretty much like Shannon Sharp or Skip Bayless. We're just giving our opinions about it. Yeah, and that's why I always said, rumor your window, rumor your window. Yeah, I'm not gonna mention them or anybody else. Like, no, it's just that's not a fact. It's a rumor your window. If it does, I'm like, yeah, we'll give our opinions. They want to jump the gun saying, oh yeah, but this is what's gonna happen. No, how would you know what it is? You don't know that. I don't like jumping those type of guns because
Oh,
it makes everything look stupid.
yeah. So what year did you actually start watching wrestling? Um,
I started watching wrestling when I was I should be 6 years old. So I would say like 90 in the early 90s. But I started watching wrestling
You
with.
probably started watching before me. I started watching in 1997, at December '97, and I remember it like it was yesterday, man. They had like this box on the stage, and all night they was teasing like something was in that box, something was in that box, and then it got to the New Age Outlaws match, and they had a tag match with somebody, and Cactus Jack, and then all of a sudden, this chainsaw comes out, sawing through the box, and bam, kicks the fucking box in, and it's Chainsaw Charlie, aka Terry Funk, and then Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack, they chased the New Age Outlaws out of the arena. And, right then and there, I fell in love with it because I was like, damn, I waited all night to see what was in that box. And then this crazy guy with a chainsaw comes out and they start chasing these other two
Chains,
guys.
yeah, but it's fucking Terry Funk. Everybody knew it was Terry Funk.
Well, I got to give it to Terry Funk. Terry Funk and Mick Foley are the reason why I started watching, and the New Age Outlaws. And I'm glad about that. I'm glad about that. But I'd also had to ask you, who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
It's tough because there's so many of them, but
if you had to pick one, but wait a minute, who is your Mount Rushmore?
that one's tough too.
I'll tell you mine: Rock, Austin, Cena, and Flair.
It's kind of hard to.
It is. It is. It is.
There's so many because it's
Oh yeah, you could put Taker in there. Anybody,
no, like it's really tough. Like it's hard. It's there's a lot of like Mount Rushmore. So I could go for the past and present. Because remind you, like I go based upon the past that really gave the opportunity to what it is now. That gave those doors to be open. I'm not including Hogan, to be honest with you. I'm not.
Oh yeah, I don't.
I'm not. No, I don't. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Hogan because he was like one of my favorite hype persons in the world. Like I seen his wrestling career before he became Hulk Hogan. He was back in the Crockett days, and he was in AWA. Like I liked him because he didn't have much moves. You could tell he sucked in the ring, but he just had that charisma. He was just like that Batista way. Oh no, no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he kind of progressed when he faced Vern Gagne, Greg Gagne, and Nick Bockwinkel. He kind of progressed during those times. But I don't know, Mount Rushmore is kind of hard. I mean, in a way, you have to give it to Hogan because he did build up that era. So you have to give it.
That's right. He did, man. Gotta give him his respect.
No, of course. I'm not hating on him. But like, of course, like.
But to me, mine's like Austin, The Rock, and Flair, and Cena.
For me, Hogan gave that hype for the babyface. Heel was Ric Flair, no matter what. Ric Flair is always going to be
So Hogan and Flair.
Now, when it comes to the Attitude, obviously, it's going to be Steve Austin.
Yep.
I'm going to have to go to him, and shit. So when it comes to the innovation right now of this era, This era, Mount Rushmore. Shit. Oh, it's a tough one. Rushmore.
It really
It's
is. It's not easy. Oh,
you know, because
there's so many more than four that belong on the fucking Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling, right?
I'll give it a Savage.
Oh, well, either way, it's good choice. You know.
I'll give it a Savage because I like the fact that
So your four are Hogan, Savage, Austin,
I'm
and who
Flair.
else? And Flair. See, yeah, that's four greats right there. But I wonder sometimes, like, should we count Vince? I mean, he's a promoter, but he's a wrestler too.
No, because Vince is more promoters. So obviously, if you want to name,
Also, yeah,
if you want to name your top four promoters, then you could go. Obviously, his dad. It's not even him. His dad.
there's also a lot of other people like you could argue that could be
Well, of
on that
course.
list, like Taker and Michaels. You know,
But
so many, so
yeah,
many.
but see, if you want to talk about the territory days, I'll give his dad, Jim Crockett, Jim Crockett days, Paul Bosch days of the WCW, Paul Heyman are involved, and Jim Cornette. Because, okay, his dad senior, he did it great. Junior, he looked what we created. Paul Bosch, because he had the Von Erichs. And, you know, Houston Wrestling. Did a great job. Jim Crockett, because he had NWA. Fucking did it great. And Jim Cornette, Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Did it fucking great. That's that's not a four, but my 5 Mount Rushmores of people, territory people that did it right. They all did it right. NWA, Smoky Mountain, WCCW, WWF, and then WWF.
Either way, man. Both the Rushmores we picked were great. You know.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we should do that for a top 5 one day. Top 5 Mount Rushmores, like your Mount Rushmore for the tag team division of all time, the Intercontinental division, the world, the main eventers. You know, something like that. Maybe one day we do a top 5 like that. But also, whole different question. But I was going to ask you, what zodiac are you?
I'm a Cancer.
You're a Cancer. So born on what?
June 27th.
June 27th. See, my mom was born on June 11th, so she was a Taurus. I'm a Pisces, by the way. So Pisces and Cancer, I think we would get along. We get along. I don't know about the fucking horoscope shit, but even if it ain't, we got chemistry, man. You gotta tell it in the episodes we do, right?
Absolutely, brother. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
And no doubt about it, man. Yeah. Shout out to Mike again, man. He's like incredible with the editing that he does and the shit that he does. And I hope that he does do a good job whenever he does the drumming. Hopefully for episode 10 or whatever.
That's gonna be a tough one because that's gonna be him and I versus each other for the last time, the final one of all time.
Are y'all going to do it versus each other?
Well, that's the point. You're the one that called it out. Like, damn.
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see you and him face off one more time. Who do you think? You think you got it?
I don't know, man. Like, it's been a long time. Like, we have the same time we haven't played, so I'm rusty as hell. So I really honestly, I really want to wait. I rather extend that shit longer than I rather have it like to.
I don't know, man. I think you might got. Mike, don't get mad at me, but I think I even might got it.
Nah,
You just gotta have it right here, man. You gotta believe. You gotta believe.
it's not about that, man. It's just remember different styles. Like, yeah, I respect a lot of Mike's styles. Very
But I
old
need to hear
school.
both of y'all. I need to hear both of y'all drum though, man. I haven't heard either one of y'all drum.
Well, I'll send you the link pretty soon. All right, tomorrow I'll send you the link for
And
the.
you've been drumming for a long time as well as
Yes.
yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
so yeah, I mean it's great. It's great. It's great knowing two drummers and everything, man. I always wanted to do something like that, but I have never got a drum set or anything. But man, I appreciate you doing this interview here tonight.
I appreciate you for having me tonight. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I want you to do the same thing with me later on, like you interview me or whatever.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot more interviews. There's a lot more coming up. Just they gotta pay attention to circle debate and also the job.
descriptive influencers, circle of debate. Subscribe to the Circle of Debate on YouTube and subscribe to Descriptive Influencers on YouTube. And we're gonna put out weekly content. And we started from the bottom, and we're gonna make it to the top. You know what I'm saying? We're headed to the
Yes,
top.
sir. Yes, sir.
To quote Drake, we're headed to the top. Maybe we can meet you there.
There you go.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all for joining us tonight. And we will say salute.
Salute. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, brother, anytime.
All righty.